Hello and welcome to 4,000 and Counting. I'm Watty, this is Mark, and we are still brought to you by Hurricane e-bikes. Today we are going to be breaking down, I would say the friendly, but we'll call it a pre-season game between the Raiders and the Phantoms up in Breton last weekend. It got a little bit spicy when the second period buzzer went off. And Mark, it makes you excited for the season when the boys are getting after it this early on.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, I love to see this again. Another rivalry sort of building up before can you call it a rivalry? Just some nice tension building up before the season begins. Love it.
There was a lot of different angles, and this is from obviously Hockey Fights UK. That's our go-to for hockey fight videos. It should be your go-to as well. So we're just going to play it through here. Obviously, in front of the net, we've got guys, nothing really going. Young Archie Salisbury in there. The one that interests me here, if you watch off to the back, now people sleep on him. But if we're talking the top three toughest guys in the league, Mr. Cannon Wells in the top right of your shot, he's got to be in contention to take one of those spots. Mismatch there with him being with Mitchell King. But we get some more mismatches along the way. Mr. Will Weldon, he gets found out by Mikey Power. Let's let it play on a little bit here. Oh, by the way, you see how much Ethan was getting involved?
Yeah,
Yeah, he was all over it.
I
See,
think Ranson got
Power's in the
involved there as
middle
well.
here. It's just
Powers
gone
and
off.
Weldon.
Yeah, so here
Who have we
goes
got here?
Wells. Mitchell King's throwing punches, but he's got his fucking gloves on. And Wells is throwing hard. Some of them connect to the side of the face, some to the jaw. Mitchell King's a strong boy, though. There's a nice uppercut from him, a good overhand right. Salisbury
That's
getting.
quite, that's a good that was a good fight.
So you got Ranson at the back of the shot. I don't know who he's got on a headlock there. I don't know. Dewey and Buglas just stood there laughing, like zero chance of them doing anything.
I think Mitchell King gave a good account of himself there.
He really did. There is there's
Breton.
another angle, but look, Gretton here, he's been kicked out already. He goes after someone. I'm not sure if we've seen it from this angle or if we'll have to go to a different angle. But I'm sure. Oh no, here we go. So he grabs the young kid, Pascal. He's just up on a two-way, throwing punches at him. Like someone's got to get in there. Can't be letting Gretton do that. He's probably going to be looking at suspension. Let me ask you a question. We've got one angle here. I'm going to stop it and try and find the other angle. What do you make of Hewitt and the way he's trying to break up the fight? Obviously, he's quite heavy-handed. There's a different angle of one of the fights in the corner where it's just not quite right. People have been bitching about it. Anything in there that you saw that kind of you would tend to agree or disagree with?
I think, I don't normally like to criticize referees because I'm not a referee myself.
No, I agree.
Feel, but I think it could have been handled better. Is the best criticism I can give.
You know what time it is? It's hurricane time. And Hurricane e-bikes have not only been helping the 4,000 and Counting podcast for the last few months, they have now got a brand new relationship with the Oxford City Stars. Look out for the pictures of Mr. Petr Cech rocking out in front of the Hurricane e-bikes. We love to see the brand growing. We love to see important people like Petr getting involved, and it's good news for the Hurricane, which means it's good news for you people. Go further, go faster, get fitter. Subscribe today and take away parking charges, petrol charges, insurance charges. If you're in the city, ULEZ charges. Guess what? Hurricane, you don't need to worry about any of that. You also don't need to worry about servicing, parts, labor, warranty, because that's all taken care of. Don't believe me? Head over yourself. Go check out hurricane.ebikes right now. Tell them 4,000 and counting sent you. You'll get a little cheeky discount in there, and you can go and enjoy their fantastic bikes. As you know, everyone knows by now, I love the Fat Boy. I really want to get one, and there's lots and lots of good choice. So head over to hurricane.ebikes right now. Check out their products. Thank you, guys. Okay, we have moved across from Hockey Fights UK, from his YouTube to his Facebook. Now, when I looked at this video earlier, I think it had 100,000 views, if I'm not mistaken. So that's the one that we just watched on YouTube, but there is a different angle. Now, it is a fan video. Let me expand the screen. This is the Will Weldon angle that you didn't get on the other video. And Power just has him strung out, throwing left.
Someone jumps in there as well. Who was that? Marky?
Sorry, let me just mute that for those that got deafened, and we'll roll that back. So, what I don't understand is Weldon's getting pounded. Yeah, who is it? I can't see.
I think is it Leo Marky?
Yeah, it might be.
Correct me, I might be wrong there.
But I mean, Romford, realistically, they need to be making sure, not Romford, sorry, Peterborough, that Gretton's in there with Power and not Weldon. It's a total mismatch. And as we can see, Weld's got his totties fed to him a wee bit there. Have you seen some of the comments? I mean, some of the comments are wild. I don't know if we'll get in trouble for showing them, so I won't.
Nah, don't share them.
I won't share them, but myself and Mark have probably seen a few over the years. But some of these ones on the forums this year are already mad. The ones that got me the most, and I know this isn't strictly Raiders versus Phantoms related, but the amount of people hating on Brando for giving Carter Hamill a slap. Right, let me just sum one thing up for you. Yes, Brandon's a lot bigger. He is. There's no doubt about it. Weight classes, age, strength, all of it goes in Brandon's favor. People saying he only fights people smaller than him, that is fucking bullshit. Like, it's just simply not true. In that situation, Brandon Miles did exactly what he's in the team to do.
Yeah.
One of his D-men feels that he can step up and make a hit. Timing's probably not great, but it's not like a ferocious hit. Young Carter Hamill turns around, offers him to go, drops his stuff. Now, he doesn't want to go. Let me tell you one thing for nothing. If I'm in Brandon Miles' shoes, I do exactly the same thing in the role that I play.
Yeah.
I'm telling Warman, you don't take that fight. Don't get me wrong, if Warman like cheap shot him and blew his knee or his head off, then that's your own fight. You better get up and answer the bell. But if you're making a hit and then you're going to drop him with like a non-fighter on the team. But for what it's worth, I thought young Carter did it right. He got in. He had the balls to go with Brando. He tried to throw a couple of shots, and yeah, fair play to him. He's a young lad. Like, sorry, mate, go on.
Yeah, you're going to learn. I mean, fair play. I mean, Brando will go with anyone, so people can shut up when they say that he only goes with smaller guys. That's you don't have a clue.
Talk shite. Brando will literally
go with him. Anyone to go with him, yeah, you've got to be game.
Yeah, your game and you gain experience, and I think you gain a lot of respect from Brando, from I imagine my brother and all the other veterans that have been around and done that kind of side of the game. Take some stones to go out and do that, and. He could have just turtled straight away. He didn't. He obviously wanted to fight with Warman, thinking that was going to be the fight, but Brandon did his job perfectly well. And anyone that's saying, oh, he's smaller, we interviewed John Morasti. Fucking 5'8" and 5'9", fighting Bugard and Steve McIntyre and fucking Wade Belak. Like... Just because they're short. If anyone watches UFC, Volkanovski, the guy's a savage. He's like 5'7". I would not fight that guy for all the money on the planet. Fuck that. Just because he's 5'7", I don't care. You can still be tough. Like, you can still throw hands. You can still throw heat. Like, all right. Are you expected to beat Brandon? No. You're not. If you're Hamill there, you're not expected to win that fight. But he showed up.
Exactly. That's what it's all about.
Showed
Playing
up.
the role and playing it right and being responsible.
Mm. But he's one of the ones that's obviously on a two-way with the Thunder and the Lightning. It'll be interesting to see how like his career progresses, because obviously he's got the Belfast connection as well. Will he cut his teeth here, get a bit more ice time in the national, and then look to go back to the elite league within a couple of seasons? What do you reckon?
Still young, so he's got all the time to get all the ice time that he needs in order to get to the highest level.
Yeah, I totally agree. But Raiders, Phantoms, they're getting after it. It's going to be a fun season between those two clubs. Going to be a few scores to settle over the course of the next 6 games, don't you think?
Oh, it's fun. This is exactly what we want going into a season, isn't it?
Yeah, a bit of spice.
We've actually gives us some, yeah, it gives us something to look forward to because we know there's been a previous. So
I mean,
I
yeah,
welcome it in every team.
if those boys are doing their roles correctly, if I'm Joe Gretton and my captain just got fucking speed bag like that, you're circling the date on the calendar that you're ready. You know that
It will
night
be.
is go time, and especially if it's a home game, like you can't let your captain get kicked up and down the rink at home. It's not acceptable, and they got to answer the bell, and he's the guy that's got to do it. I'm Peterborough. They got a couple of guys that could potentially do it. Romford, they have more. I love it. I love it.
Yeah. And that's a plug. Get tickets for when Phantoms and Raiders
Yeah,
play each other at both barns. Like just support it because you know you're gonna experience something there like what he's just mentioned about unfortunately Weldon taking a bit of a beating on home ice. It'd be really cool to see someone just go out, with and set the tone, saying, you're not fucking with our captain.
100%. I totally think that's the right thing to do. At home, pack the rink out. Let's go. Take it to them. Big 2 points on the line. I say on the line. Peterborough have got the old 12% ticket charge going on now for their tickets. Yet they still don't have any fucking lines on the ice. They get a paintbrush out. Let's go here.
Charlie Sheen's obviously been there.
Yeah, but it's just one of those situations. We saw Baystoke Buffalo game get cancelled. Ice went down. MK game, ice went down. Planet Ice Rinks. We saw last week in Victor, super foggy, boards, wooden board instead of a sheet of plexi. After you come out and put up a 12% charge, and then state fact that it's going to be for like maintenance and all that other shit, make sure that other shit's done.
Yeah.
Like, that's not even me being a dick. That's just common sense.
Yeah, you increase the prices and then make the experience a little bit better, make the facilities a little bit better. You can't just keep charging and charging and charging and not improving the facilities because the overall experience is going to become worse for fans that are going to watch a hockey team because they're not going to want to justify spending so much when the facilities are shit as well as just the whole situation.
That's a video within itself. We are going to be talking about the increases. Nottingham Ice Rink, they've increased their prices. Swindon Link Centre, they've increased their prices. Ticket prices have gone up across the board. Planet Ice have their 12%. We're going to be having our say in all of that. It is pretty much beating up the internet on the hockey world in the UK right now because ultimately it's hitting the fans in the pocket. And we're going to be bringing you some interesting takes from fans. Sometimes we talk about fans because they talk shit. But in this case, it's not that. Like, there's a lot of fans talking a lot of sense, and we want to bring you that in a separate video. It's probably not right in a fighting video. So,
Nah,
shout out to the Raiders, shout out to the Phantoms, and also shout out to Big Brando and young Carter Hamill. Boys setting the tone early season. There was many more that we could have talked about. Shout out fucking Lukey Smith as well, getting it done against D side.
yeah,
Actually, can't forget young Finn Page, Kokodi boy versus Dundee, drops him with Walker off the centre ice draw. Love to see that. Good till scores a goal as well in that
decent,
game. I think
fair play.
he's just an apple away from the Gordy. only 20 years old. He went out. He was captain of his school in North America when he was there as a U18. Was out there for 3 seasons. Obviously, he got a bit of an edge to his game and wasn't afraid to drop him. Any other contenders, Mark, that you can think of?
Oh, that the one that you just mentioned, yeah, I can't believe we let that slip. That was a
Yeah,
decent scrap.
yeah. It's been getting feisty. Obviously, early season jitters. Boys are hungry, ready to get going. We will see more tilts, and I'm here for it to continue along into 2023, 2024. I know everyone probably thinks I'm a dinosaur, but I don't give a shit.
Nah, let's go.
Let's go. Other than the woman from the Sheffield Nottingham game, I think every other person in the rink, standing on their feet, same thing. Everyone gets excited. It's a good fun thing, especially when they don't seem to be staged anymore. They're just like, passionate, get it going. Something needs going. The boys step up and fill that role. They can all still play. Like we got Robert Dow dropping the gloves, GB International. Sam Jones dropping his gloves, GB International. It's not just morons, thugs dropping their gloves. So
Oh, these guys have ability and
yeah,
playing for it.
absolutely. They just like mixing up every now and again, and I for one like watching it. I think we had Lee Bonner versus Griffin in the whole game. Guys, I don't know who Chaz was fighting, but I saw him with no helmet and gloves on his Instagram profile today. So I mean, Chaz just probably dropping him early season. If I had to guess, it's probably Ross Murray from Solway, if I'm guessing. But yeah, I like to see it, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Let us know. Does fighting still have a place in UK hockey? I mean, there is only one real answer to that, but I'm intrigued if you tend to disagree with me, why you would disagree with me. I don't know. Don't imagine many people that follow us would disagree with me on that.
I don't think anyone would really disagree. As long as it's done, the only arguments you'd have is when people say fighting should happen. That's the only debate you would have within the fighting community.
Yeah, I think that would definitely cause a conversation. But from being a player and a player's perspective, fight happens when it needs to happen.
Yep.
It's not necessarily a time or a place or however, like we said in this video, so I don't want to contradict ourselves, but like a good time for Gretton versus Power is the first game in Peterborough off the opening draw. That is a good time for a stage one. It's a very good time for a stage one because that lets everybody in the fucking entire building know that from 1 second we're not happy about what you did to our captain in our building last time, and we hit set zone. Plus, I'm not being a dick to either of the two boys, but they're not a major part of either team's lineup. So if they have to go sit down for a few, nobody's going to be like majorly pissed off. It sets the tone and they go. What you don't want to see is that every week for something. The spontaneous stuff's good. The heat of the battle, the play, but there'll always be a place for if you cheap shot another player, you take a run. I know people bitched about the early season preseason game where Josh Waller stepped into the middle and got smoked. The Cardiff D-man steps up and does his job there. People's like, it was a good hit. It was a good hit.
Yeah.
But also, if you think you're going to run a guy that could potentially score 30 goals when he's got his head up his ass and potentially give him a conky or whatever it is, then you're going to have to answer the bell.
Exactly.
I have no problem with the hit. I think it's a fantastic hit. I have no problem with the Cardiff man stepping up to defend this guy. I think both guys done their job there.
That's the way the game should be played.
Yeah.
It needs to be made. Fights need to be made. That's yeah.
Yeah, it's true, mate. And watch the views go up. I was watching all social media across the week. The biggest views this week have been your Steelers, Panthers, and your Phantoms versus Raiders. Guess what? The two topics that we've done videos about so far this week: Phantoms versus Raiders, Steelers versus Panthers. And it's the talking points right now. It's early season, teams are ramping it up. There is more talking points and there is more videos. But Mark, anything else on this?
Yeah, I just want to clarify when I say when there's hits, there should be fights. I don't mean that there should be a fight after every hit before someone points out that I want to fight after every single hit. Nah. Time and a place.
It'd be like the LNAH. It'd take fucking 9 hours to play a game. Could you imagine? Like guys would just stop hitting. Like after about 3 weeks, everyone would be like, my knuckles hurt, my shoulders hurt, I'm tired. Like I don't want to have to fight after every hit. But no, that's another video, guys. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like these videos. Comment. Let us know, should fighting remain in hockey? I imagine you probably think that it should. We are going to be taking lots of different angles this year. Make sure you're following along to some of the road trips, and we're kicking that off with Sheffield Steel Dogs versus Solway Sharks and Solway Sharks versus Sheffield Steel Dogs. Back to back, hoping for exciting action for that one, building up on the back of young Chazzy boys skating around with no stick and gloves. So we'll find out. But for now, that's been number 4,000. Peace.
Jeez.